We're going to do the background, as I mentioned, with a little bit of black and a little bit of purple. This is not the exact same painting I was working on before, but it is ready for the background on this. We've just finished up with our shadow. And we need to make this a continuous effort on our part here. And so I have a big brush here. I'm going to paint in some water. And so I have this part here. At least I can start with the water. Okay, now this is going to take, like I said, I have it here, and so we can just put it in here. Okay, and within our water area. Now it's important, and I want to go right up to, but hopefully not over too much of the avocado. Make sure you don't have any white spots there. Ran over a little bit of that more than I wanted to. And use the tip of the brush to make your edges. And you can kind of gently smooth that back and forth. Don't grind in with right for you. And so here we go with being able to control where this is. And now let's go back and get some purple. And put some purple in there. Purple is a great, is strong in its coloring. And I'm going to go on edges, little white lines that you see sometimes up through here. And particularly right around the and if we keep it wet, and we can rotate it, those things to blend together a little bit, and it's not requisite that it be a smooth, even wash, but we do want it filled fairly well. Okay, I'm going to come back here with my bigger brush so that I can put in large line. And so now I'm just working with this one area here, and I'm trying to make sure it's filled in. That, and then we're going to round the corner here and paint up to the avocado. Go back and get some more paint because I need it to go black, right? And make sure that that does. If it has little splotches in it, that's okay. Here's some purple. I wanted some purple in there. So this doesn't stain. This is just water. I wanted to put some water in like that, so it can maintain my wet puddle. And like I said, it's helpful to have a bigger brush. So you can cover a larger amount of space. Remember, we're trying to make it so we cover up any little white spots. There's a little white spot right there I needed to get. Using plenty of water, so dip it in the water, go grab some paint, put the paint on the paper. Getting that edge right up to the avocado. Come and kind of re-energize that a little bit. Come around the corner. Okay. A little bit, Rich, a little bit. There we go. Trying to make that smooth. All right. Okay, so we got about half of it done. Notice it's starting to dry down. Make sure that that stays loose. Starting to dry on the edge there as well. And so now let's move it over a little bit more. And I'll paint. And I'll come back and I'll get some purple paint and paint into the black. Like that. I can get some black paint. And let's move that over, where now we're touching the side here of the avocado. Sooner than I wanted. I'm going to rotate this around so I can get the tip of the brush in here. That purple's showing through pretty good. Get some more paint here. So I'm trying to keep it wet as I'm moving. If it dries back here on the other side, I'm okay with that. But I want to keep the area that I'm working in wet. Went into that was a little bit of purple. Sometimes the purple will push the black paint away a little bit. Okay, let's go around the corner here. And once again, just keep her going and working from one side to the other. When you can be a little bit more big and moving on that, go ahead and do so. And so if we have little areas that kind of show through that have some black, that's really cool. If there's areas that show through that have a little bit of purple, that's good too. That kind of breaks up our background. Here's a little white spot right there, huh? Another little white spot right there. Move that into the corner. Okay, let's come back up here now. And you'll notice that we're just moving across the paper. Trying to keep it really wet. A little bit harder with this flat brush to hit those edges the way I want. Get into the corner. Oops, starting to dry down here a little bit, so I'm going to re-wet that, and then I'm going to bring this up and around. Okay, and so now I've painted the whole area, and I just want to go back and make sure that it's nice and even. It's still pretty wet, and it's better to have things dry out together. And so if I run into areas as I'm going back over to the other side, have a little bit of a dry spot, I can re-wet that a little bit, and that's going to help make it an even background, at least a more even background. And if it can dry all at once, it'll be a little bit more even for you. Okay, like I said, now I'm coming back in and I'm going back over to the other side. Just kind of re-wetting some areas as I run into them. Being real generous with the black. And then that's going to allow me to have the background puddle kind of dry all at once. A lot of black. Notice it's dark, 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 dark. And so that's making sure the whole area is kind of more wet all at the same time so it can dry evenly. I've had a few splotches that I've seen over on this side that I've been able to go over so that the background is even. When it dries, it will have some splotches. That's okay. For right now, we have it, all of it is dark. You can kind of see it's shiny all the way all around there. Now if I can let that dry, it can dry evenly and smoothly. Like that. In the photograph, it shows that it's a little bit lighter over here on this side. I could drop in a little bit more water and try and thin that out a little bit. But I'm really not that concerned about that. About having, I think I want it more of an even value rather than having it lighter or darker on one side. But see that? So we worked across this way, boom, 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 and then we worked back here so that we had more of a whole wet area. You can see it shiny on all the sides as it starts to dry, and that will help it look even and smooth if it dries that way. And now I have really black water there, but that's it. That's how you're going to do the background.